In today's world, we are surrounded by various embedded systems. Example, mobile, camera, remote control car, vacuum cleaning robots. But when we say embedded system consists of two parts, hardware and software. In hardware, microcontroller is one of the important part, and in software, basically software is used for writing the program and loading the program into the microcontroller program memory. In this session, we will see what is Arduino, pinout diagram of Arduino Uno, and Arduino IDE. So we can say Arduino is our hardware and Arduino IDE is our software. What is Arduino? Arduino is not a microcontroller. Arduino is a platform which uses microcontroller. Arduino Uno is an open source microcontroller board based on Atmega 328 microcontroller. Atmega 328 is basically AVR family microcontroller. Arduino is developed by Arduino CC. The Arduino microcontroller board consists of sets of digital input output pins and analog input pins. The board has 14 digital IO pins. Out of those 14 IO pins, 6 pins are capable of generating PWM output. It also has 6 analog input pins. It is programmable using Arduino IDE via Type B USB cable. So we can say Arduino IDE is installed on computer and we can connect a cable between computer USB port and Arduino USB port. And this Arduino IDE is used to load the program into the program memory of Arduino. It is powered by USB cable or barrel connector with 9 volt battery. Accepts voltage range between 7 volt to 20 volt. So we can say Arduino can be powered in two ways. One way is we can power it through USB cable or we can power it through barrel connector, where we can connect 9 volt battery or we can connect adapter. It uses Atmega 16U2 programmed as a USB to serial converter. So for doing the serial communication between computer and Arduino, USB to serial converter is used, and programmed Atmega 16U2 is used as a USB to serial converter. Now we will see the pinout diagram of Arduino Uno and function of all the pins. Arduino Uno has 14 digital IO pins from D0 to D13. Out of those 14 IO pins, 6 pins are capable of generating PWM outputs. Pin 3, pin 5, pin 6, 9, 10 and 11. D0 and D1 pins are used for serial communication. Basically, D0 pin is RX and D1 is TX. This is power on LED indicator. When you power the Arduino, this LED starts. This is ICSP pins. This is the in-circuit serial programming. These pins are basically used for programming the microcontroller. This is Atmega 328 microcontroller. This is Atmel AVR family microcontroller. Arduino Uno has 6 analog input pins: A0, A1, A2, A3, A4 and A5. And here we can connect any of the analog sensors such as temperature sensor, humidity sensor, or any type of analog sensors we can connect to the analog input pins. These are the power pins. Here is a 3.3 volt pin, 5 volt pin, ground pin, and VIN pin. Here this pin provides 3.3 volt output, this pin provides 5 volt output, and this is applied VIN. This is DC power jack or we can say barrel connector. Here we can provide supply to whole board with the help of either battery or adapter. This is voltage regulator. Basically, this is 5-volt voltage regulator. This is crystal oscillator. This is a 16 megahertz crystal, and this crystal is used to provide clock pulses to this microcontroller, because this is the brain of our microcontroller. If these clock frequencies are not there, we cannot do any task. This is USB port, and this USB port is used for programming the Arduino and doing the serial communication with any other device. So here we can connect USB cable, and other part of connect USB cable will be connected to PC, and through the Arduino IDE we can program this board. This is reset button. This reset button is basically used to reset the Arduino. This is analog reference pin, basically used for analog related operations. This is transmit LED, this is receive LED. Means when Arduino transmits any data on a serial port, this LED blinks. When Arduino receives data, then this RX LED blinks. Arduino IDE is the software of any Arduino based embedded systems. The Arduino IDE is basically used for typing the program, and this program is converted into hex file, and this hex file is loaded into the program memory of Arduino microcontroller. When we say Arduino IDE, it has its own editor, and here we type the program. Now here we can see the program structure of Arduino. First, it has two main loop: void setup, open curly bracket, close curly bracket, void loop, open curly bracket, close curly brackets. Mostly in a setup we do the declaration, and in void loop we do the task which we have to do infinite times. In setup loop, here we have used pin mode command. This pin mode command is used to set the pin number 30 as output. So we can say pin mode command is used to set that specific pin as an input or output. Here we have set pin number 13 as output. In void loop, here we have written digital write 13 as high. So we can say digital write function is used to set the pin number 13 as high. Then here we can say delay 1000. Delay 1000 means total delay of 1 second. Then below here we can say digital write 13 low. So we can say digital write is used to set status of pin number 13 as a low and keep it low for 1 second. And again these 4 lines are repeated. So we can say this is an infinite loop. And the task which we have to execute only one time is mostly done in setup loop.